on, babies.
Putting it down, don't keep it under pressure. Putting it down, don't keep it under pressure.
Richard's not there. Richard!
Hey.
Richard! I think he's at home alone with the children, and I could hear them screaming. And if I start talking about anything, he's going to get pissed off and restart. Oh, there he is. Look at those tits. Speaking of fat tits. Woohoo! Hey, Rich.
Sorry, your mother was bellowing. Patriots offseason take an immediate hit. NFL free agency starts on March 12th, and the Bengals are expected to sign Higgins, or franchise tag him at the very least, with an effort to sign him long term. The NFL salary cap has been increased, giving the Patriots anywhere from $125 to $135 million in cap space. I ask, Bobby, where should the Patriots pivot in the wide receiver market?
Apparently, the Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Missoula and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently, they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
I'm on vacation. I'm going to quay all these. I'm going to fucking watch them this week.
You say Quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's Q-U-E. You idiot.
Well, what they're going to have to do is probably look to the secondary free agent market. I wouldn't spend any significant trade resource on Kupp or Deebo Samuel. I think they're kind of both. I think Deebo's toast. I think Cooper Kupp is about as close to it as you can get. He is obviously fat, and we know how we all feel about fat people, and especially fat athletes. We can't have that. So I would look to the free agent market. I think you could get one or two of those guys, and I think it would be a fine short-term fix until you can more solidify the position. I would go all in on what's left in the market.
Raymond?
Yeah. I mean, you got to address the need. I don't think you're going to get a superstar. I think, like we've been saying in the text exchange, you're going to have to hope and pray that they can evaluate the draft this year and get that home run pick in the draft. But someone like a Cooper Kupp, I'm finally moving on to that. Maybe you can get him. DK Metcalf is always going to be that flash in the pan guy that you're never going to get. You're going to have to give way too many assets. Probably a first round pick for him. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. Stefon Diggs would be nice to get. Maybe even a Darius Slayton. You're not going to get a superstar, like I'm saying. You're going to have to hope you hit in the free agency. In the draft. But for free agents, I think you're just going to have to take a run at one of these guys, one of these veterans, and hope one of them signs for something.
The Patriots need to rehaul and overhaul their wide receiver room with veterans. They need to trade for one. They need to sign one. They need to draft a young kid to add to their youngish core. I'd trade for Cooper Kupp. The asking price last I saw, the 4th and the 6th, done in a heartbeat. Done.
I don't know if he can play anymore. That's the problem.
Oh, he can play. He just can he stay in the field? So injuries are a concern.
I see what you're saying, Rich, and I see what you're saying, Bobby. I think Bobby means he's injury prone now.
Well, he's been injury prone.
He's not. I just don't think he's the same player. I think
he's taking a step down. Yeah.
I don't think you need him to be the same player. There's a cut from the Super Bowl of Andrew Whitworth talking about Cooper Kupp and his ability to be a extra coach in mind on the field, which is what this offense needs with a young quarterback. You need all the help that you can give him with a new offense and Josh McDaniels. I think Cooper Kupp is a guy that you can come in and shield his minutes a little bit, especially with some young guys in the talent. He can show Demario Douglas kind of the ropes, along with Booty and Polk, who are still going to be sticking around. I think he's the perfect fit for this team from a outside perspective. You're not getting, as Ray put, you're not going to get anybody without warts at this point. Even the free agent list is stacked with guys without warts. So he's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. I for a 4th and a 6th round pick, I do that in a fucking heartbeat. From a free agent standpoint, Chris Godwin is a big name out there. He's coming off ACL surgery. That's another injury concern.
But he was also Chris Godwin was talking to the Bucks, and he's doing what like pushing off the deadline to get like an extension or whatever. He's like trying to work with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so I think he's going to stay there.
Yeah, I would say so. Mike Evans did. Baker Mayfield has that going on. They seem like they got a tight knit thing going on there. So Amari Cooper is an interesting name. As a very quiet, solid performer everywhere he's been. I see you shaking your head, Ray. If you don't like it, then I'm in.
Oh,
I think he's the most likely for the Patriots to get, because I think that he will just go whoever pays him the most money. I don't think Stefon Diggs would go to the Patriots. I think he's looking for a little bit more flash in his life. I don't think he's going to go to a boring team like the Patriots.
Coming off a blown ACL, isn't he?
Yep.
Or
I mean, we don't know how desperate the Patriots are going to get, and he's an option. He's going to be a free agent, and he's going to get made an offer. But yeah, I think Cooper is the most likely candidate. I think the Patriots could just basically overpay him, and he would come.
Look, if you give me Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, take a guy in the second or third round, and you pair that with Demario Douglas, Kayshon Boutte, and I know Jalen Polk was a massive disappointment. I'm not giving up on him yet. I think he's got enough skills, and if he can mature a little bit in professionalism to be around an actual organization. Last year was shit show of the Patriots. Maybe he can give you some production. I'm just not giving up on him yet. But Boutte produced, and Douglas we know has some potential there. So you give them some veterans and Kupp and Cooper. You limit their minutes. I think that's the recipe you're looking for. There's no home run in your wide receiver scenario. You just need professionals in that room. That's
what would you give for deals? What would you give them for deals if you could get Amari Cooper?
I don't know. I have no idea what the market's going to be for wide receivers. Gotcha. I have no idea.
I'm just wondering if it was like a kind of Red Sox approach where you just give a 1-year deal to see what they have and hope for the best that it helps Drake May get to that next level in the second year. Like
it's
take a
football.
step up.
They're all basically 1-year deals.
Yeah,
so give a massive amount of fucking money up front for whoever you want to be sure you want. Identify who you want. I'm not the pro. I'm not Christian Cassis here. Okay. I'm not the pro. The pros. Identify who you want, give them the most money to make sure you get them, and bring them in. That should be their approach. It should be their approach at wide receiver. It should be their approach at left tackle, and it should be their approach on defense, whether that be the defensive end or linebacking core, wherever it makes sense in Mike Vrabel's defense. Not sure. They need those three positions solidified with players who can come in immediately and make a massive impact on this team. And you have enough money to sign two at each of those positions if you want to. So fucking do it. In that note, nice segue, Rich. Thank you. What is your blueprint? Thank you. What is your rough blueprint? We've got a little bit before free agency starts. We have plenty of time to talk about this. So we've been shaking it around in the text chain. I'm sure it's been tossing around your head. Bobby, what's the rough blueprint for your Patriots offseason?
Rough blueprint begins with getting rid of all the malcontents, figuring out who needs to go and get rid of them. They're out. So then the secondary thing that I'm going to do, which is the primary thing for the roster, is to rebuild the trenches. I would put the primary assets into offensive and defensive line this year, and to being more competitive on the trenches, being able to stop the run, being able to run the ball. I would spend any premium draft picks on the big guys. I don't think that I would use any assets on receivers other than just signing them for money. I would want to draft one in later rounds to kind of keep it going. I would continue to try and sign players on defense and on offense that would just kind of build out the roster. They just kind of need to rebuild things. I think they need to get rid of some of the people that have been around here for a while and turn the roster over. But that's what I would do. Focus on the trenches this year and then wait for the toys later. Get a new running back. They need a third running back.
Would you, in that same, so I'm looking at Bleacher Report, top 50 free agents. Number one free agent they have listed here is Trey Smith, who's a right guard from Kansas City. Would you, the Patriots have a bevy of interior offensive linemen. Mike Nwenu, chief among them at right guard, who's the third highest paid right guard in the league, I believe. David Andrews is coming back, but an aging David Andrews, we're not sure. Cole Strange, Jake Andrews, Sidney So, the list goes on. I know I'm missing 2 or 3 younger players. The list goes on. Would you invest there as well? I mean, we know they need tackles, both left and right. But if given the option, let's assume that they do sign a left tackle. If Trey Smith, is a guy that shows interest and you can get him, do you do that too? Just to like Fuck it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. If you can solidify the offensive line by any means necessary, even if it's at guard. Now, this is all being said if he could play left guard or, we can't have 2 right guards. But yeah, 100%. Cut all those other assholes, trade them, do whatever you need. There's no point in having 8 guards that can't play. Get rid of them. You can find other guys that can't play and pay them nothing. You need 5 guys that can start. 100%. If you're strong up the middle with 2 good guards and a center that can play, at least you know that Drake May is not going to get blown up in his face. And then you can, of course, you need tackles as well, but you need to have something to build off of. So 100%, everything is on the table.
I'll say this, and I mostly agree with you. I was the guy that wanted to trade out of Drake May's position and get themselves a left tackle to start building from there. However, I was listening to Mark Schlereth, who made the point that it's better to have 5 pretty good offensive linemen that know how to work together than it is to have 2 stellar offensive linemen and 3 bags of shit. So, I would take that approach. And I guess what I mean by that is I think if you solidify your tackle positions, the 6 or 7 interior guys that you have, I believe could work, especially with what we believe is an upgrade in coaching and Doug Marrone. Dante Scarnecchia is around the building again. Breaking news there if anyone hasn't heard that yet. So,
David Andrews also was the quarterback on that offensive line. He wasn't there for the second half of the season when Drake May was out there. So you need David Andrews.
Also 30.
I know.
And
I understand that.
I just hip injury. He's got like heart palpitations. I wouldn't rely on him.
I wouldn't rely on him either, but he is the quarterback. He is the guy that could be the glue of that offensive line. Yes, he's probably going to take a step back, but also have Jake Andrews watch him and see what he does and say, this is what you need to do, kid. This is how you're going to get up in the world and how you can be 37 or 36, whatever I am, and be a solid NFL career.
Yeah, I guess my point, like if it goes to, we're going to get our left tackle. We're going to sign the what's the guy's name from Baltimore? Ronnie Stanley. Ronnie Stanley's in the building. We've got our left tackle. We believe we've got another right tackle, solidified right tackle. And now we can either go sign Trey Smith or we can sign the stud safety from Miami, Javon Holland. Do you stack that interior offensive line knowing you've got 6 guys in there that can compete for the job, or do you go get a free safety to actually play free safety, which you've not had since Devin McCourty? You've got a lot of holes to fill. I agree. You start inside out for sure. We're filling holes like Irene on a Tuesday night.
Thank you.
Front, back, top, bottom, sides, all around. We actually have a little song for that. It kind of goes to the patty cake melody, but we won't do it tonight. So they've got decisions to make, and again, you're going to have to pay suck tax. You're the worst team in the league. You've got momentum with your quarterback and your coach, so that may help you with guys. And Mike Vrabel's, I think, got connections throughout the league, so signing guys should be easier than it was last year. We still don't know who's going to be in that negotiation room. Is it Elliott Wolf and his Poindexter ass blowing deals again? I think there's a lot of question marks. I agree with your principle. Start from the inside out. Ray, where's your blueprint start?
Inside out. And so Bobby and I have been saying it on a text exchange, and you and Bill have been so negative about it, but you got to build those lines, both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Bobby and I have been saying this for weeks now after watching that Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl win. This is the blueprint right here. It's just, you got to build the lines up so you can run the ball. You can line on the defense. So you can attack the quarterback.
He just suited up. He zipped himself up. He's strapped up.
I don't know if he's trolling me or not. I've been saying that for 3 fucking years. And
he's specifically trolling you, and he goaded you into this.
Bobby got 12,000 views on our social medias about the Eagles falling apart after this year. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You are. I was goaded, and boom, bitch.
Yeah, boom, roasted. Nice job, Raymond.
Mad at myself for it.
Thank you. Yep, you should be.
Fuck. Okay. Well, we've got a lot. We've got a lot of time to talk about the Red Sox offseason, the most cap space in the league, a lot of holes to fill, as we mentioned. And we're going to do it from the inside out, as Ray's been saying from the beginning.
Get better linebackers.
I've also been saying that for years. Fucking
no, Bobby said that. Bobby said that on the
text. Fuck you, Ray. Quick break.
You got to go get another beer.
He just looks mad.
I'm parched with anger. 4 nations face off. USA, Canada, Finland, Sweden. Man, this thing really took off. So exhibition tournament, 4-team exhibition tournament in place of what would normally be NHL All-Star festivities. Right from the jump, you had USA, Finland, Canada, Sweden. The USA Finland game got a ton of views. And then you go to the USA Canada game. They start you look like you're going to play something, right? You have highlights in this or no?
No.
Okay. The USA Canada game starts with 3 fights within the first 16 seconds of the game. USA, a lot of people are saying USA beat the shit out of Canada. Not really. If you watch the fights, they were draws at best.
Some of the guys are teammates. I know. I forgot. Is it Brayden? No, Matthew Tkachuk and he fought one of his teammates. And
Brayden Tkachuk beat the shit out of Matthew Tkachuk's teammate.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. And the 2 Tkachuk brothers are like the Bash brothers from
Mighty Ducks in the
They
bucket
both-
down.
like, fuck yeah, brother. Like, oh, I got a good look at him, man. Like, very, very fucking American spirit. U.S. goes on to beat the Canadiens in that game in Montreal, where they booed the national anthem, which is becoming a thing in Canada. So you've got a political atmosphere ripe for
Fuck
the
you,
taking.
Ray. That just made me mad. Fuck you, Ray.
What'd I do?
Boo those Canadian fucks booing the national anthem. Those French Canadian assholes.
He is French Canadian. He does have a lot of Montreal.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est?
There it is. That
No.
fits that time.
No.
Speaking of the Tkachuk brothers, why don't you play this AI?
They
funny
booed
thing?
our
Is it
national
AI?
anthem, so I had to come out and teach those maple syrup eating fucks a lesson. Canada, we own you, lil bro. We don't want Canada as our 51st state until they learn how to play hockey. Sam Bennett and Drew Doty, y'all softer than Charmin Ultra Soft. Me and my brother own Canada. We are Canada's biggest nightmare since Justin Trudeau. Best day in U.S. history since we won World War II.
AI
AI
is
is
scary,
good.
man. It's
AI
scary,
is-
dude.
Very good.
It's scary.
Charmin Soft is the one that gave it away. You got to get better jokes than that if you're unless
Yeah,
it was-
yeah. Stupid robots.
So there you go. We got the championship game on Thursday. Trump's expected to be in the building. We'll see if they're going to boo the Canadian anthem.
Oh, you know they're going to.
He's out there.
Canadian.
Boo.
Those Boston boys will be out there just fucking booing, being
You think
sauced
so?
up.
Boston hockey fans have they are cringeworthy kind of loyalty and code. We do things by the code. Like, oh, let's be better than them. Let's not boo their national anthem. Let's be better than them and kind of hold to it. It's Canada. It's not fucking the Yankees. It's Canada. It's not like who hates Canada. We hate
Yeah, I
Montreal, but they're not the Canadians. It's the entire country. It's the 51st state. Why are we going to boo them?
Touche.
It'll be interesting. All eyes are on that. Like you said, ticket prices. I saw the door at $1,200 to get into the nosebleeds. So, hot ticket item for an exhibition game. Like you said, maybe some other leagues can learn something, a thing or two. But Nene, what you need is hockey players in order to make it interesting, and that's what you got. You need a game to start with 3 fights amongst teammates in a game that means nothing other than pride.
None of them have it. None of the other. Maybe baseball. Baseball, the Latin players, I think, are very loyal to their
And not the
country.
American baseball players.
Oh fuck no.
I think
No.
you could get some younger NBA players with something to prove in a USA versus the world game, and you would certainly get a Giannis, a motivated Giannis, and apparently a Kyrie from Australia that maybe
Until those young kids get a taste of that money.
That's right. It's money's going to ruin everything.
Here's a
Always
thought,
does.
though. Here's a thought. If these hockey players are so gung-ho, why don't we just have them stop playing hockey and we could watch them play other sports that are better to watch? Like, why don't we watch them play basketball? Just in a real feisty pickup basketball game? That sounds fun. I'd watch
That's why
that.
they're hockey players, Bobby. And that's why you don't get hockey, because they would slit your throat with their skate if you asked them to play basketball. What a pussy ass sport.
But if they play it, it wouldn't be. They would just fight each other. It'd be fun.
Maybe. It's kind of like the American professional athletes should all play soccer. Did I send you that clip of Alex Ovechkin
Yeah, we should
playing in
watch
a
him-
Oh, you did. Yeah, you did.
Alex like 40-year-old Alex Ovechkin, who looks twice as big as everyone on the field, played in some, I think it was a professional, looked like maybe it was semi-professional, wasn't like championship league or anything,
No.
but it was a professional soccer match, and he just goes out there and kind of beats the shit out of the guy who scores a goal.
Checks him off the field.
I know Ray's a soccer guy, we always shit on you for it, but do you truly, like, the American leagues have I don't even know if it's arguably the best athletes in the world from a hand-eye coordination sports situation. If they all played soccer, or at least grew up through the soccer leagues the way that they did through basketball and football, would the U.S. be a dominant force in the international soccer?
Yes. It's all the best athletes go to other sports. I mean, you don't see anyone saying, oh, I'm going to go play fucking soccer. I want to go play in the MLS. No, you want to go play in the NBA. You want to go play baseball. You want to go play football. Like, all the best athletes go to other sports. So, yeah, if we had the best athletes, I think America would be dominant in soccer as well.
But is it just because, like, I'm trying to think of a bit of a country with, like, bigger humans. Like, Europeans are naturally a little bit smaller, just
China. Talk about China.
and those they suck. I mean, so you go to South America. Not a lot of big humans in South America. They're kind of all small.
Russia, just because they dope them all up.
Well, Russia are big humans, but they suck at soccer. All the big human countries suck at soccer.
England,
like, they all play bigger, rougher sports like rugby or hockey or
France.
America's football.
Brazil.
France is on the cusp. I mean, they're
Germany.
Germany is a good soccer team.
Very good. Very good.
That's what I'm saying.
Very good.
You got some big ass fucking Germans out there, and they've where are they ranked now? They're up there.
They're always like top 5. Yeah, they're always top.
Yeah, they're always up there.
I guess it's like the skill set of soccer. You don't need to be like small and petite. Like you could be fucking
big and just fucking body people.
Yeah,
it's just a different thing. It's a totally different skill set to learn. They would have to. It would take a whole complex behind it to be able to train them up since they were kids.
I don't think like if Kobe Bryant played soccer a lot. He grew up playing soccer. If Kobe Bryant played soccer in Europe, he'd probably be one of the best soccer players of all time.
Mm-hmm. Steve Nash, he'd always dribble a ball before. He was big into soccer in Canada and obviously went the NBA route and was an MVP.
And also got also is the victim of one of the biggest cucks in the history of cucks.
His doctor was delivering a baby and he pulled a magic trick and goes, "Hey, the baby's black. It's not yours."
Steve Nash's wife gave birth to a black baby, of which Steve Nash thought it was one teammate, immediately divorced his wife, found out, nope, was a different teammate.
She was a hooah. She was a hooah.
Speaking of, I'm not going to go there. Let's do the Draymond bitching about the NBA.
Oh, you don't want to? Okay, hold on, please.
I'm coaching some team, and she's right. Some team that no one wants to see.
Oh, man.
I had to work so hard to play on Sunday night of All-Star Weekend. And because ratings are down, because the game's bad, we're bringing in Rising Stars. That's not a fix. I never played in the Rising Stars game. My first 2 years, I didn't touch that game. And these guys get to touch the All-Star floor on Sunday night? Like when the floor is the floor? You know, in America, the president has Air Force One, right?
Yeah.
They have several of those planes. It's only Air Force One if the president's on it. That's the All-Star floor. You have the court, you have the events. It's a nice looking court. When the All-Stars are on the court, now it's the All-Star court. Those guys.
That was long enough. That was longer than I thought it was going to be. Sorry. That's Draymond there bitching about the new NBA tournament style All-Star where they had 3 teams of All-Stars and then they had the Rising Stars and they had a 4-team tournament. Similar to the face-off. No one gave a shit about the NBA. And Draymond bitching that these young kids get to play in the All-Star game while,
he had to work for it and get to it, and he didn't do it for 2 years, and he had to be a veteran pretty much to get to that part of his career or whatever.
Thank you. There's a lot of bitching going on about this All-Star weekend, but in an immediate response to Draymond bitching, here's Charles Barkley. This audio sucks a little bit. If you can't hear
Turn it up. I turned it up. No, I turned it up.
Here's Charles Barkley, who was always the voice of reason somehow.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with Draymond a lot. Listen, we're trying anything. I use the analogy like when your kids mess up the house, you make them clean it up and they complain and they mess the game up. That's why we're trying kamikaze stuff out here right now. So his generation messed the game up. So don't act like he's mad because they're trying to use rookies and we're doing every type of trick to make this weekend exciting.
Charles Barkley should have just said LeBron James messed it up. LeBron James messed up all the All-Star. He refused to do the dunk contest. He's making this the All-Star game a show. He's the first All-Star to ever have load management in an All-Star game. He didn't even want to play, and his team won, and he had to be center of attention. It's just LeBron James ruined All-Star weekend.
LeBron James has become he has topped my Kyrie list for most hateable active players in professional
Really?
sports.
Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
He's extremely hateable.
He's always been cringeworthy and like corny and full of shit, but he is now hateable. He is despicable. Like that move to go to the All-Star game and not say you're injured, give your spot to somebody else, Sabonis or someone else who doesn't get to go all the time, just so you can sit on the sideline with your stupid fucking hat and watch your team win in a silly tournament. LeBron sucks. He's hands down the most hateable, and he's a Diddy guy. So maybe we'll go to jail. Charles Barkley nailed it. You nailed it, Ray. LeBron's era, you stopped. It's the exact opposite of what we just talked in the hockey. We talked about at the beginning of the show. They don't care. We don't want to watch a bullshit. It's not even a pickup game when the All-Star game, when they play a full game. It's not, there's no defense. I'm not saying anything anybody doesn't know. 250 to 249 is not interesting. No one gives a shit. It comes down to the players. They
even took Kobe Bryant dying and made that part of the All-Star weekend by getting to 24 points or something in the fourth quarter. First to 24 win. It's like you're using a guy that died and was like a face of the league for so long, and now you're going to use that to be part of All-Star.
That year, that was a competitive All-Star game. That was the year they played.
So it just takes someone to die?
Well, they all wanted to play for Kobe. They actually tried. The point is they tried.
So LeBron has to die is what you're saying. Okay, LeBron has to die.
Speaking of Kobe with the All-Star game, I heard this on something else where Kobe before when he had retired, but before he had died, was complaining that all these players will go to these pickup basketball games at UCLA, wherever they go, and act like these games, like they live or die on these games, but then come to the All-Star game and play it like they don't care.
Because they're pussies, because they're too afraid to get shown up in front of their peers on national television.
Pretty much.
That's it.
Do you think they would play more for their nations or for their own colleges if they went to college?
Nations. None of them go to college anymore.
Well, I mean, like that'd be a pretty stacked Duke team. It'd be Tatum, fucking Kyrie, Zion. I'm just saying, like if they don't care about their nations, I thought it'd be pretty cool if you could do like that with the colleges and shit like that.
The one, and I've heard this a lot of places. Felgram has mostly USA versus the world, because the world will push USA to actually try, and USA will not want to try, but they know if they lose, they will get eviscerated. So the world will push them. They will have to push back, and you may get a competition there. But it all boils down to it doesn't matter. You can do whatever gimmicks you want in these things. We've seen it in the Pro Bowl. That's why the Pro Bowl is no longer here. If you don't try, if there's no competition, it doesn't work. That's why the Four Nations thing, which means nothing. I don't even know if there's a trophy. It's so entertaining because you have the best hockey players in the world trying their hardest against each other. And that's why we watch sports. It's very simple. It's a very simple concept. And because they're all bajillionaires with brands, they've got bigger aspirations to think about. And we were drastically, quickly losing the most crucial element of sports, which is competition.
If you try,
all be the new commissioners of the NBA.
No, I got a new shirt. If you try, we will watch.
Nice.
Thank you. All-Star weekend. All-Star
Send that to Kevin Durant, who's bitching about it. Here, the last thing we'll end on this. It's always nice to hear Kevin Durant bitch. Quote, I think it's more fun to complain about the NBA than actually watch it, Durant wrote. Cancel All-Star weekend, and let's just give everybody a break since we're so miserable around this time. I'm for it. Cancel All-Star weekend. I'm not watching it anyway. I also don't. I'm never one to bitch about All-Star weekends because I just don't watch it. Another thing. Like this goes back to the internet bullying. Just don't go on the fucking internet. If you don't like it, don't watch it. And then
I like the 3-point contest. Dunk contest. Get rid of it. Everything's been done. Everything's been done.
Quats. And Celtics start back up on
he
Thursday.
jumped over a car. He really jumped over a car. Unlike Blake Griffin, who barely jumped over the side of the hood. That little bitch.
Fair enough. Celtics start Thursday. The game at 7. You got the Four Nations at 8. That hopefully.
I wonder what everyone's gonna be watching.
Well, Celtics start at 7. Watch an hour of that, then watch hockey at 8.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Sold.
I'm just like, let's make it crazy. Trump's going to be there. I don't want this to happen, but an assassination attempt on live TV would be like
this or that with this Bobby right after this. Jesus. I can't talk about LeBron dying, but you want to talk about president getting assassinated?
Just for the entertainment. This is entertainment purposes only.